come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Give praises to Jehovah, from whom all blessing and knowledge will flow. Blessing and knowledge will flow. The Village Talk Show, dedicating to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life, helping each one of us in realizing our dream at any age, any point, starting from today, day. Success. Come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Success is not spoken, it is done. Success is done. Come on now. The Village Talk Show. Talk Show. The Village Talk Show.
Annette Hall photo.
Actually, I don't hear myself, John. Do you hear yourself?
No, I don't hear you. I don't hear you at all.
Let's see. Can you hear me out there in studio land? Let's go back. Let's try. Press that button right there. Let's see.
I hear you.
You hear me?
Button.
No, not that button. Not that button. That button on that one. Can you hear me out there in radio land? Can you hear me out there? Let me know. I don't hear myself on this headset.
Hello? Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you. Can I hear you? This is not. So I wonder if something is not up. Is that right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you too.
Okay, so maybe, but I was hearing on the headset before. But you can hear me on the headset just a
I hear
little
you
low.
on the headset.
All right. Just try now. Can you hear me now?
Turn the damn volume. That's what it is, damn Rudy.
Yeah, well, you got to know better. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank
Good
you for
afternoon,
joining.
good evening. It's not afternoon.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting corrected to my big brother to the right here. My loser Guyanese brother to
Don't
the right.
Don't
Um,
hate the player.
hate the game.
Hate the game.
You ain't got no hate. Welcome to Kumbaya. Kumbaya, man. So welcome to the Village Radio Talk Show.
I
I'm
need to
Roger
move back
Bailey.
so that my listeners can see me, you know?
I was actually trying to adjust the mic for you. Thank you. Welcome, where we're dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education. And helping each one of us in realizing our dreams at any age, at any point, starting from today. Just a quick scripture verse, John, because I know.
Yea, though I walk through the valley.
No, that's not it. But yes, I agree with that one too, but that's not what I was thinking. So this one here, John, Proverbs 1, verses 1 through 8. Go ahead and read, John, because you're more eloquent than me. You read it.
The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. For gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair. People else I can finish reading. Thank you. Yeah. For giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. For understanding proverbs and parables, the saying and riddles of the wise. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. I like that. Fools despise wisdom and instruction.
So there are a couple pieces I like in that scripture, John.
I like fools.
Yeah, I like that. But I also like verse 5. Let the wise listen. All right, let the wise listen. And
Hold on, repeat that again.
Let the wise listen.
So now you need to listen because you don't let
And
nobody.
that's
You
exactly
don't
why I
listen
like it. That's exactly why I
because you
like
don't let nobody listen.
it. Right? Yeah. And that's exactly why I like it. I like it because in introspectively, I've I
All right,
wasn't thinking about it.
Mo said, don't be rude. So I won't be rude. Mo, I won't be rude, Mo.
All right. No, Mo's all right. It's John. He can't help himself.
He's a hater,
Yeah.
Mo.
There's a lot going on in the news, John. Yo, first of all, I'm gonna start off with something crazy. Something crazy. Two things crazy.
What's crazy?
All right. The first one is that contract
What
that
contract?
Cristiano Ronaldo signed
What
with
contract
Saudi
was
Arabia Al Nasser. He signed for $211 million per season to play football in Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi Arabia.
$211 million.
Can you imagine how much money they got in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah. Hold on. He's already worth $1 billion.
I would have took the money.
Right? Now, a lot of people are like, oh, so that's why I always tell people.
So hold on. He's playing in Saudi Arabia with the Saudi team?
Yeah, Al Nasser.
Al Nasser for $211 million.
$211 million.
Per season.
Per season. Now, here's my point, right?
Ain't no point.
No. I would take the money too. I'm not even going to front. Right? We all would take the money. Here's the point. People are like, oh, he's not going to do this because he stands for certain things and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something, people in the world. I believe strongly, John, that the color we stand for is green.
No, I disagree with you.
The color we stand for is green. Because at 200, you're not going to kill. At the end of the day, I'm not saying you wouldn't kill somebody or I wouldn't kill somebody. If we think we can get away with it, maybe we'll think about it for $211 million. Because you can secure your family and your legacy and whatever.
I'm not killing nobody for $211 million.
Yeah, I agree with you. But even in a country like Jamaica, they kill you for $1,000.
Yeah, but I'm not killing nobody for $200. I gotta live with my conscience.
Yeah, but they can, right? They can live with their conscience, right? And so to me, at the end of the day, I'm like, well, at $211 million, there's certain policies that I would not put in place, right? But I'm not sure, But being on the air is, maybe a conversation that you guys need to have out there. Yeah. Yes. Right. So right. No problem. So what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Remember, I believe in this, as the good book says. The love of money is the root. The love of money is the root of all evil.
That is true.
So the question is that are we doing it for the love of money, or are we doing it for the opportunity that presents itself, where I can use some of that money to provide resources to other people?
When you say that scripture, a lot of people mistake the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible said the love of money. It didn't say that you shouldn't have money. So people kind of confuse that, right? So love of money means you'll do anything for money.
Correct.
That's basically the love of money.
Right.
To have money is to work for the money, and not my money is not your money. So don't envy my money because I work hard to gain my money. Oh, you got money. No, I have some opportunities, and you have some. I chose to sacrifice some things. Right? When I was going to school, when you were going to school, you sacrificed.
Man, you sacrifice a lot, but can you imagine?
200.
Saudi Arabia.
Well, and what about the Gulf? 120 million.
What?
The Gulf, the LIV. That's why those people wanted to leave because.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're offering them. I mean, money that changes lives. It depends upon what you do with that money. But can you imagine the amount of money in Saudi Arabia for them to be in positions to pay one individual $211 million? And I wonder, but soccer is a team sport, so I wonder what they're playing the rest of the teams, because Ronaldo can't just do everything by himself there.
Yeah, but and then I hope it's not a situation like I'm paying you $211 million. What are you producing? You get what I'm saying? Because that could be a some interest. A couple of things out there, individuals. Some people came to me with some job offers. I don't want to discuss them on the air, but if you are interested and you're 18 and older, high school diploma, there are a couple of jobs that just came into my lap. So we could talk about it. You send an email to Village Show 30 and get that information out. Right?
So let's get into some of the hot topics.
Yeah, that's one. Two. Oh, and then also on contracts, Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge, congratulations to Aaron. Congratulations to the New York Yankees for stepping up to the plate, paying my man 9 years, $360 million. That's $40 million per season. And you know what's interesting is they tried to negotiate a contract extension last year. I think it was 7 years for $213 million.
Yeah.
Based upon the season that he had, he increased his value
per year per contract.
Per year by $147 million. This 1 year, he increased his
value. His worth, yeah.
Almost $150 million, ladies.
And the good news is, first of all, he's 30 years old, so he's a lifer, right? He's going to be a Yankee for life if he doesn't change contract.
Right.
They don't buy him.
I don't know if there's a clause. You can opt out at a certain period of time. So I don't know if that's included.
I don't know, but at this point he's going to be Yankee until he's 39.
Yeah, but my man DeGrom, man, every fifth day I look forward to DeGrom pitching.
Did he get any money?
Yeah, he got a 5-year deal.
That's it.
Texas Rangers.
He's gone.
He's gone. 180.
Get out! They got rid of Jake.
No.
The Yankees let him go. I mean, the Mets let him go.
Man.
When was this?
Yeah, last week Friday, he signed.
Nah, I missed that. I'm not allowed to watch sports center at home.
$$5 million.
For 5 years, that's nothing.
5 years. The Mets only wanted to give him 3 years. I think it's $40 million or 40-something million. And he was looking for longevity, and then they bring in Verlander, and they give Verlander 2 years for $86 million. So
he got insulted.
Yeah, that's not insulted. I mean, he didn't come back to the Mets after the Texas. But you know what? If you listen to all,
I would never have gone.
Now you listen to all these talking heads, these radio sportscasters and personalities here in New York. If you paid attention to them, you would never want to play for New York. You would never want to play. The way they disparage these ball players, and there's nothing wrong. You're making a lot of money. You need to take the heat, but at the same time, they're human just like us.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you try not to listen. As a ball player, you learn not to listen to a lot of the sports.
Yeah, you learn not to listen, but then you got your kids and your family listening to this bullshit. Oh, excuse the expression. This crap that is spewing by these non-athletic sport announcers.
But you know what though, John? They're spewing what they're hearing. That's the bottom line, right? So the bottom line is they're spewing what they're hearing. So you're right in that comment, but again, it's what they're hearing out there, what people are talking about, that they're talking about. Period.
And what's all and what people are also talking about. Another topic. We had this gunman killed 2 people on a shooting spree. These last couple of days, then had the audacity to walk into the 77th precinct with his hands up to surrender. There was a serious manhunt for it behind. You know what I'm saying? This guy kills a 17-year-old, kills another man in Manhattan. In the process of robbing somebody, he shoots a 90-something-year-old man in the leg. My phone was blowing up on that. All right, that cat don't need to see the light of day, something like that. He makes it bad for all those formerly incarcerated individuals who get up, who lead productive lives. This guy was arrested so many damn times. Came out of prison for doing a robbery a couple of years, continues to do a robbery. Now he can, now he kills a couple of people. I mean, this is the problem, villagers, when they They use this guy as a poster child, as an example of bail reform. Although it has nothing to do with it. However, the question, and he was arrested recently for some firearm possessions or whatever, and he was out. So I don't know if I got it correct, but I was reading something to that extent. But my hope, someone like that, he does not belong out. Out. He doesn't belong out.
Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
It's you liberals, you, John.
You can kiss my derriere. You talking about liberals?
You liberal, John, to the far left. That's why I don't like liberals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm a Democrat. I'll put it out there because I can say whatever I want. I'm a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. But I'm so sick and tired of the people on the. I've said it before, John. The people on the far left is equally as dangerous as the people on the far right.
I agree.
Right? The people on the far left can't agree with the people on the far right. But they're just public safety. The people on the far left is for them. Oh yeah, you're free. But you know what I notice about the people on the far left?
Mm-hmm.
You're free, but I don't want you in my neighborhood.
Of course, they don't want you in the neighborhood.
I don't want you in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Speaking of criminals, we were talking about something, and before we got on air, and I said I was going to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Elizabeth Holmes and
Thurnos.
the Thurnos piece, Balmani, if I'm pronouncing the name right.
Right.
They both got sentenced.
Yes, they did.
Right. One got 13 years, and 155 months. Right. So that's 13 years, and actually it's one month less than 13 years. Right. So 144 is 12 years plus 12 is 156. So you got 12 years and 5 months on 11 months.
Mm-hmm. You might as well say you got 13.
Yeah, 13 years, right? And then after that, he gets 3 years probation, right?
Mm-hmm.
The woman got 11 years.
Right.
I'm upset about that.
Why are you upset?
I'm upset because these are the problems with the law.
What are you talking about?
Equity.
Really? What kind of equity is this?
Why is it that blacks, whites, women, men don't get the same consequence overall for the same behavior?
There's many different factors that
I don't want to hear nothing about that.
No, it's true.
Statistics shows that a black man and a white man commit the same crime, they don't get the same penalty. The same damn crime.
No.
Right? The woman,
I'm gonna listen.
The woman and the man created the same damn crime.
Right.
And she was the head of the company.
Right, correct.
And she gets 11 years. And he gets 13. I personally believe that they swindled investors $120 million.
Right.
And at least that's what the number said.
Right.
Right? Could be more, could be less. Sometimes they put things fictitious or whatever. Mm-hmm. Right? We're not there. Mm-hmm. If you swindle, you are equal, and not to mention you're the head, you're the boss of him, even though he was your man. Right. You were his boss at work. I don't know how it happened at home.
So they were involved?
Yeah, they were involved. Yeah. And that's what at least that's what they said. Her ex-partner, and business associate. I could double check that. But
so what are you saying?
I'm saying that they should have equal pay for equal work.
I agree, equal pay for equal work, but I think what you fail to miss in this whole scenario is you don't know what other factors were taken into consideration with respect to sentencing. You don't know.
Again, the data shows.
I'm not talking about data. I'm talking this specific incident.
Data shows.
So you're going to talk about this specific. Use this.
I'm talking about
using it as an example of disparities in the criminal justice system.
Exactly.
The inequities. What I'm saying is, before you can use that, you need to know all the facts.
I don't need to know all the facts. Why? Why do I need to know the facts?
Because then you will have a better understanding why one was given more time than the other time.
Why is it? Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
I was actually having this question all weekend. People, these are my conservative values. All right, this is the conservative side of me. Mm-hmm. A man and a woman goes in for child support. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. The man on average,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, right? She is going to get the child and he's going to pay child support. They're equally both good parents,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's the same thing, right? Why should she get the child and not the father?
So why can't we just have joint custody?
Why can't you do that? Why does if you have why it's like no, I'm not saying that there are not women out there who are paying for child support,
Right.
but a man has to go through hoops to show that he's more competent, not even equally competent, but more competent than the mother. You go into court, we both have the child. Why can't we just have joint custody? Why go through all the and then you give it to the mother and then give alimony? Kanye West is paying $200,000 a month for child support.
How much money is Kanye worth? How much
120 million, according to what he said.
100 what?
120
Million.
million,
He used to be
close to a billion.
over a billion.
Yeah,
1.5, 1.6.
he said they had 120 million in the bank. That's what he said at this last meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why Kim Kardashian is worth hundreds of millions of dollars?
Right.
Why is he paying child support?
He's paying child support because he agreed to that amount.
Yeah, because at the end of the day,
At the end of the day, this is the amount that he agreed to.
I agree that he agreed to it.
He didn't challenge. He agreed to. He said,
No.
"I'll give you $50,000 per child per month.
Again,
That's 200.
yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
So what are you saying then?
I'm saying why couldn't she give him 200,000 and he takes it?
Because this is what he accept responsibility.
Because as a man,
Those were
you're
his
told
kids.
to accept responsibility for
He
those things.
accepted his responsibility, and this is what he gave up. So
Right?
those are his
I
kids.
don't know.
So
I
stop
don't-
squawking about it, man. Yo, we stand up. We take responsibility.
I agree with but part of taking responsibilities is also part of being a parent.
Yeah, Eddie's being a parent. He's taking
No, it's not.
responsibility.
He's
Yes,
a
why is not being a parent, bro? Tell me.
Because
He's
so
involved
you-
with his children.
so-
He helps. He's paying his support to make sure his children are putting in.
I'm not okay. We're not
What
arguing.
are you saying then, Roger?
What I'm saying, John.
What are you saying?
Right.
Be clear in what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, why can't it be the other way around? Why can't she pay her child support and be just equally as involved as he? Because why?
No, because this is what he agreed to.
I understand. Why you think he disagreed? Why do you think he agreed to it?
Because he's standing up as those are his
No,
kids.
that's not the point. I stand up for my kid. Doesn't say.
So what? So
why do
what's
I?
happening?
Okay, so my question is, why go to court? You and I are wife and husband.
They went to court because they sought a divorce. And if you have children and you're seeking a divorce, they want to know what sort of child support payments or payments.
But why is it that as a man you keep not answering the question?
I answered the question.
No, he's stepping up and he's not stepping back. Why does he? Why can't she? It's the same thing, right? If the children are with him, I understand that's what he agrees to, right? But why do you have these major custody battles all the time?
We're talking about, you have these major custody battles for Kanye, Mr. West. Kanye West said he was divorcing Kim. They agreed to this amount. He could have challenged it. He chose not to challenge it.
Again, because at the end of the day, he more than likely, sometimes you don't challenge because you know what the outcome is already going to be.
Why challenge when you're supporting your kids? Why am I going to challenge? If I had the necessary funds to support my kids, I want to support them.
I'm not talking about deadbeat dads. No. That's different. Deadbeat dads, you shame on you.
Right.
Shame on you for not taking care of your children. I don't like a man who doesn't take care of his children. I'm not very happy about that. So that's significantly different than what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm talking about the law basically says that a man gonna have to fight like Dickens if he wants his child, even if he's trying to avoid paying child support, but still be part of his child's life. The man, if the woman makes more than him, he's still gonna have to pay child support. That's what I'm talking about, and not. Oh, you know what? You both work. You both can take care of children. So now, if for 6 months or every other week, the child is with you. 6 months, the child is with you. 6 months, and then you go. So like, I can have him for 6 months, and on weekends they go to you. You have him for 6 months, on weekend they come to me. This way, we're both in each other's lives, right? the court, right? The court won't say, or the court won't majority say, you know what? The child is easy. The child goes to once you start both one custody, then you work on custody.
Right.
Right? Oh no, it goes to the woman. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So to me, I don't know. I have a problem with the law with that. But again, what else is going on?
What else is going on? Also, we got a new, the mayor put out a bid for a rat czar.
I heard about it, 170,000.
No, between 130, between 170, someone who could really concentrate on dealing with the rodent problem that has been a nuisance throughout the city. And I think this is a very good idea.
You think everything the mayor does is a good idea?
Not everything.
Tell me one thing you think was not good idea.
You know what? I will not challenge the mayor because I think he's doing a good job.
See, that's what I'm saying. You think everything he does is good?
No, it's not everything he does, but I think he's doing a good job. You know?
I'm not saying he's not doing a good job.
All right, then. So what are you bringing in for?
I'm just saying.
What's your comment for? Your comment has to be nothing. Everything everything that Congresswoman Clark does, you agree with. So what are you talking about?
That's cold.
All right. So what are you talking about? All right. Oh, you got me now. Right? Yeah. That's the bull. That's the bull crap going on here.
No. I have said some things about.
I am playing the violin, listeners.
Right. I've said something. I've said some things.
Yeah. Okay.
Not as much as I don't say anything. I think like people. I really do think that people aren't really giving him a fair chance. Like I don't think so. I think like people expect for him to walk in and all of a sudden New York City is the safest place to be, and the New York City, you fail to realize that prior to him, there's somebody who's a far left person. Right?
You know what? We just got to be consistent. Crime will go down. Be consistent. Get the officers out on the street, from behind the desk on the street. Start prosecuting these simple crimes. We will make sure that crime is on the decline.
No, I'm hoping, my hope really honestly is that this crime thing that it's really bad because it wasn't that it was not bad under Bloomberg or under Giuliani or on de Blasio or anybody else, right? But I think what happened is because he's highlighted as public safety to be one of his point, and then every time something's happened, it's not like it was the first time there was shooting, right? Under what's his name? We had Columbine, right? We talk about the national level, right? We had all these issues. We had Wisconsin. We had all these different things.
Right.
What like Trump placed everything back, or is in Democratic areas? No, the crime still happened under your watch.
Democrat and Republican areas. So let's
get
it twisted.
Yeah. So he's trying to place that. So what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is that things are highlighted in what you say you're going to do, right? If that makes sense, what I'm saying, right? So if I'm big on education, that's me, right? So if and when I run for office, which I'm thinking about, John, I'm thinking about running for Senate, right? If and when I run for office,
no comment,
right? When I run for Senate, right?
Mm-hmm. What's up, so?
Right, and I win, right?
Mm-hmm.
And education fails in my community, right?
Right.
Whose fault is it?
It's your fault.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Even though education was failing before I got there.
It's your fault.
It's still my fault. That's the point I'm saying about Eric Adams.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people think it ain't his damn fault. Right? Speaking of that, there was something else. You know what I found out today?
What did you find? What
Lester
did you find out today?
And Peter, what's his name? Peter Abe. I can't pronounce it right, but over there in Bay Ridge, he might actually lose his seat.
You mean Lester Chan versus Obate? Because
yes.
He didn't adhere to the residency requirements when he ran for the assembly.
Yes.
There's a strong possibility because I know the speakers asked the hearing to be conducted regarding this. This is very interesting. But
What would you do? That's the same thing happened with
what
Matthew
what I
Eugene.
what I would do is you still got the will of the people. The will of the people. You know what? You know what I would do? If that was the case, I would go for let's do a runoff election. Let's do another election.
You can't. No.
Let's do another election.
When are you going to do that? You don't have time for that.
Yes, we can do another election.
When?
We'll leave the seat open and we schedule another election for February of 2020.
Oh, when you had that 1 year residency?
Yeah, yep. We'll schedule a race. That's what we'll do. And I believe because of the changing demographics over there in the southern tier, a body will lose again.
Yeah, but if he lost now, he would lose then too.
Yeah, I think he will lose next time now, even with these changes that.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that 100% he would lose, because I don't. If you and he didn't just lose either, right? He lost by a good number of points, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
a body. I mean, a body. The councilman, a body ran his course. The demographics changed over there, and this Chang won. He won. However, I would agree with the assembly, the body, and making sure that this was, if you're going to win correctly.
yeah, I think our guest is here, but I don't see her camera on, so I'm not sure.
She's smart. She's avoiding you.
All right, Annette, are you on? All right. Let me know. All right, I see you on screen. All right, so so let me just do a couple of things while I'm trying to get Annette up, and there are a few more things that we want to talk about. But one, I want to make sure that I extend a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful happy birthday to my twin boys, right? My twin boys, Carter and Christian. They turned a big 2-1 yesterday. They're busy studying, so we're not able to celebrate. So hopefully we're able to celebrate a little bit. 21 is a big birthday, right? So we're looking forward to that. And there's a couple of birthdays, me and my grandmother rest in peace. Today my grandmother would have been 101. She was 101 years old today. She left us 6 years ago, right before her 95th birthday, or midway in between her 95th birthday. And then my Aunt France, who also left us 4 years ago, her birthday was the 3rd. I think that was Saturday.
Bless up to those who have passed on. Rest in peace. A couple of my colleagues from Tilden, they too have passed on. One of my colleagues from Tilden High School, Lorraine Jameson, her birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Lorraine. And most of all, I just want to say to our listeners, to our viewers, we really thank you for all you are doing in the community, and also the time you take out to hear us or to respond back to us every Thursday from 7 to 9 on the Village. So I just want to say, just thank you. Now, Roger, let's get to something more very, 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 I think, very important. And Villagers, we want to hear you. Oh, our special guest is here. Bring her in.
Oh, so
Miss Hall.
Hi.
How are you, Miss Hall?
Your camera, Miss Hall, Annette, is pointed up at your face.
Where else is it supposed to be?
Is it better this way?
No. It's better the other way. right? That way it's better. It's just that it's up, like it's looking from. I don't know how to explain it to you.
Bring it
From
down.
the
Bring it
ceiling.
down.
No, it's like you're looking down at it, like it's on the ground, like below you. Put it above you.
Oh, any better now?
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Miss Hall, welcome to the village.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
Right, my little cousin. That's my cousin.
Oh Lord, mercy,
Oh, Jesus.
mercy.
I gotta. Annette, I am gonna. I don't. Annette, as a matter of fact,
Miss
Annette.
Hall, my condolences
Annette,
for
I'm
having
gonna.
this gentleman as your cousin.
Annette, I'm gonna put you in the family chat right now.
Oh gosh.
All right, you're gonna see it show up. Ready? Okay. But Annette, in all seriousness, wonderful. Just introduce yourself to our audience. Reintroduce yourself to our audience.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed good to be on the village tonight. My name is Annette Hall. I am a singer, songwriter, recording artist. Somebody who has a passion to serve and has been serving in the church, in my community, on the job, and through ministry. And so singing is a passion. And I've been inspired to write. And so as I continue to write, I am happy to be able to share my songs with persons. And I know and I continue to believe that these songs have been a blessing to others.
Amen. Amen.
So we have a songstress on tonight.
Yes, yes, and she's a very good one. She has a new song coming out. Actually, you just released it, right? You just released a new song.
Right, right. My latest recording was released on November 17th. Christmas bells are ringing, which is quite appropriate for the season that we're in at this time.
Miss Hall, hold on, Miss Hall. Why don't we give us a little acapella this evening? Hear that sweet.
I think Andre's gonna play her song actually.
Where's Andre?
See right there.
So
don't play it yet. Don't play it yet. I have some questions for you first. So you play the song.
We want to hear the song.
No, man.
We want to hear the song.
No.
Why can't we hear the song? We hear the song and then we can ask questions.
Whatever. Go ahead. Do you?
Andre.
A wise man learns to listen. Go ahead.
It's about time. It's about time.
That was our Bible verse today, Annie. Proverbs 1.
About time. Can we
Andre, go ahead.
Andre, play the tunes, my brother. Andre, what are you doing,
Andre, man, we have awkward silence on the studio. See, if you're following me,
he says, hold on a second.
No, if you're following me though, you could have kept talking to Annette.
I'll follow you.
Annette.
Cousin Annette.
I'm hearing.
John wants to know how we're related. You want to tell him? You don't have to tell him.
Could you say this again, please?
Annette, can you tell the listeners on the village how you are unfortunately related to this Mr. Dale?
Well, as Mr. Dale was sharing today, since evening he mentioned our grandmother's death and on, so I'm related to him. He's my cousin, first cousin, so we are related indeed.
Oh Lord! I make the sound of the cross for you. That's all I could say.
How's hubby? How's Pastor? How's Pastor Hall?
Well, the family is well. He's actually preparing for Bible study, so I'm not even sure if he's hearing right now, because this Thursday evening we usually have our own Bible study.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the church that you belong to or administer to, or what's the church and what's the name of it? The establishment, the church.
The name of our church?
Yeah.
Well, we are a part of the Life Changing Anointing Ministries, 215 Southwest 6th Street, Pompano Beach, Florida. And, we are a newly started point, but we have been growing from strength to strength. So for those persons who are listening and you are in the Pompano Beach area, come on over to LCA Pompano. We have room for you. That's where you belong.
I am not going to Florida as long as Ron DeSantis is your governor. So, I will not be there. I will listen to you do Zoom or something like that, but I won't. Not at all. Especially now you got Trump there too. No way.
Well, Trump might be leaving soon. You know, with tax right. Andre, are we ready? Or you can run our two other commercials. Are you ready, Andre?
Hold on. I'm gonna play this.
Okay.
Share this right now.
Okay, Andre. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, please do offer Andre get
It's
well.
not that serious.
Yeah, it is that serious. Please offer Andre. That's why he's not showing himself on camera. He said he doesn't feel well today, but he still has to work.
Let's see.
We can hear you though, Andre, while you're saying that.
Huh?
We can hear you. Annette, so a couple of questions while Andre's getting that done, getting that up. The question, right? The question becomes a few things. Welcome, Dr. Brian. So tell us about what you have been doing in terms of the new music project. What's going on with that? Tell us what you've been doing.
So Christmas bells are ringing. This song was released on November 17th, as I had mentioned, and it came about because we're actually in the season when we reflect on Christmas. And if you listen to the words of the song, it talks about it's a season of cheer. So Christmas is usually a very exciting time of the year, a lot of happiness and a lot of merriment. And so it talks about that, but it also talks a little about what's the real reason for Christmas and the meaning behind Christmas. And so it gives a good balance. While we have the fun and the excitement, it also focuses on reflecting on the real reason for the season. And indeed, Jesus is the reason for the season. So that song was released on November 17th, 2022. And as I move forward in the new year, I am looking forward to be doing some new songs. I'm actually in the studio right now doing some recordings. And in the future, early January, I might be having, or earlier on, I might be having another release, and as the year goes by.
So tell us what kind of what genre music do you sing?
Well, I'm mostly focused on gospel music, but I have this other song, You Are Amazing, which is an inspirational song. This one is geared for all the persons who are in the helping profession, all workers, I would say, but more so for those who are in the helping profession, especially our critical workers. And we know that during COVID, these persons were on the scene. They worked hard, they worked tirelessly. And so this song is just for all those persons who have been caring and nurturing for others. So it's a very inspiring song. And when it comes out, I think it's going to be quite impactful, especially for our workers and for those persons who have really been making a mark in terms of nurturing and caring for others.
Ms. Hall, when I think about being grateful, and what does one believe the importance of being grateful? Why is it so important to be grateful?
It is always important to be grateful because we are reminded that in everything we ought to give thanks. So whether it is big or little, we are encouraged to be grateful. And so there are so many things that I want to be thankful to God for, but just even for the opportunity to be able to sing, to be able to write songs, and the impact these songs have been having on people based on the feedback that I've been getting. I am most grateful to know that I am able to impact people's life in a positive way.
Excellent. When did you when did you come to the realization that, hey, you know what, God has given me a gift and I want to use it? I mean, how old were you? I mean, at what time? Or what inspired you to start writing?
You asked a question about what age. I remember as early as elementary school, and I was in fifth grade, and I'm writing my composition. I would say that I want to be a singer, but I recognized that I had a liking for singing, like from that time in my teens coming up. And I wrote my first song at age 17. Yeah, I remember it was a difficult time. My mother was always worrying. Even though she was a Christian, she was always worrying. And so I wrote my first song, Don't You Know You're Not to Worry When You Pray? Because I was saying, if you're praying, then why are you worrying? And so that was when I wrote my first song. I have been writing songs in between, especially when I worked in the classroom as a teacher. I would always be writing songs to introduce my lessons and so on. But, it never got, it was when like later on, I recognized that my songwriting skills developed over a period of time. I started writing for different church competitions, still be writing for school when, in terms of my lessons, I would be writing songs for the topics that I'm teaching. But as I mature and work more in the church, I recognized that I would be writing songs for different competitions. And from there, it just unfolded.
Awesome.
Understood. Okay.
Welcome. Hold on. Our other co-host, Dr. Bryant. Welcome, Dr. Bryant.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to meet you, Annette, and
Thanks for
congratulations.
having me. Thank you.
I can't wait to hear it. Are we gonna play some
We've been
music?
waiting for the last 10 minutes, Andre, to hear it. We ain't hear nothing yet.
Okay, let's try it again.
Let's try it again, Andre.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Can you hear the sound? Christmas bells are ringing in the air. Glory, hallelujah, Christ is born. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. It's a season of cheer. There is happiness in the air. Can you hear the sounds of Christmas bells ringing? Jesus is the reason for the season. Can you hear the sound? Christmas bells are ringing in the air. Glory, hallelujah, Christ is born. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. The angels in heaven sing praises. Glory to God in the highest. Peace on earth, goodwill to all men. Jesus is the reason for the season. Can you hear the sound? Christmas bells are ringing in the air. Glory, hallelujah, Christ is born. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Ding dong, rejoice. Ding dong, rejoice. Ding dong, rejoice. Jesus is the reason for the season. Ding dong, rejoice. Ding dong, rejoice. Ding dong, rejoice. Jesus is the reason for the season. Can you hear the sound? Christmas bells are ringing in the air. Glory, hallelujah, Christ is born. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Glory, hallelujah, Christ is born. Rejoice, rejoice,
Rejoice, rejoice. Miss Hall, all right. Jesus is the reason for the season.
Rejoice.
Amen.
Rejoice.
And
Rejoice.
rejoice.
You know, it it brings joy, right? It brings joy to all of us.
Mhm.
You know, to know, to know why we're here and why we're celebrating, right?
You
So,
know, but we have this time of the year has become so commercialized that we forget the true meaning of the season. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
it's just amazing from the time that we think back to history, back to scripture, and the our own evolution, and how this man saved. You know, when you think about this, the whole season of Advent
true.
and the meaning of it, you know, the biblical meaning of Advent and the preparation, getting ready for the birth that is about to take place, that but leads to the resurrection, that leads to us having everlasting life and all the significance of that. And that's the reason for the season, not the commercialization of just exchanging gifts and this and the lights and all of this hoopla. But if we really look at the significance of this Christmas season.
John, as you're saying that, I've started to has lost a lot of its value to
Mhm.
me because of that.
Yeah.
Um, and so to hear this song as a reminder of why we are celebrating, brings joy, right? And that we can continue to rejoice, rejoice because Jesus is the reason for the season. So this is awesome, awesome work. Is this the only song on the album, or just more on the album?
So this is just a single. I have other songs that have already been released, but this one is just a single that was done specifically for the season of Advent, for the season. And as was mentioned, while it's a song for Christmas. It really the intention was really to remind us that while we celebrate, while we it's good to celebrate, and nothing is wrong in celebrating, but we need to remember the real reason why we celebrate. Because sometimes when we celebrate we lost, the whole purpose for our celebration. But as we celebrate, we are reminded that Jesus is the reason for the season.
I love,
Amen.
I like to celebrate because I know this time of year, I know I'm gonna get my pepper pot, my homemade bread, my garlic pork, my rum cake. So I love this time of the season because we eat good and plenty.
And by the way, I'll be in Florida in January. So actually, are you coming up to Florida next weekend? Up north?
No, not at this time.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. But then I definitely see you in January, God's willing. Do you have
Lord
any?
willing.
What inspires you, by the way? What inspires you to do what you do?
So when it comes on to doing music and writing, I am inspired. Anything can inspire me. Like I'm driving from work and I see a sign like on a bus, water the way, and a song just come. You water my way, you water my way. Or I might be in church and I hear a sermon. Like I remember when Pastor Ferguson Avis, my sister, she was preaching and she said that we're not going under, but we're going over. And that was a song. We're not going under. We are going over. We believe in you, Lord, for better days. Or, I can be listening to, somebody talking and something just jumps out at me. So I'm inspired just by hearing sermons, by seeing things around me. It's unique. Different songs, I might be going through a particular situation and that situation might just impress upon me and then there comes a song.
You know, when you're singing just now, you made me shiver a little bit. I was like, man, excited.
Man, you just got
Yeah.
cold. A little cold breeze came in. That's why
Yeah,
you
that's a
shivered.
cold breeze. I was like,
You know
oh,
what I'm saying?
you go. Do you have another song that you want us to hear? I don't know if Andre, if did you ask Andre to send one
Well,
in?
there are other songs that I have. The best is yet to come. On the best is yet to come EP, there are 5 songs. I give them all to you. I also have raise our voices, and there's also sing praises to our God, and we have another one. Mountains are moving. That one was done with Jabez and myself. So there are 6 songs in all.
And all that you have released, right? Okay. I don't know if Andre has another. Andre, do you have another one? I know you're not in studio today, so I can't really talk to you last time talking to you on the air. Just let us know if you're gonna produce one. So what's next for you?
So as I said, next for me, the sky is the limit. I'm definitely going to be doing more songs. So listen out. You Are Amazing is coming out soon. That's a more inspirational songs geared for all the persons in the helping profession, all workers, all persons who consider themselves to be helpers and nurturers. So You Are Amazing. That's a very interesting one that will be coming out soon, and there are others that I'm currently working on at this time.
All right. So I just totally lost my train of thoughts.
And I want to ask you about, how can we get in touch with you, get some of these, assist you in your journey. How can we assist you? How can we show you love, support?
So I am new in the music industry, but all I'm encouraging and asking persons to do is just to support my music. The music can be found on all major platforms: Spotify, Deezer, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon. YouTube, it's also on YouTube, so you can just spread the love by sharing the music with others, and just continue to support me, in terms of sharing the music with others. And if you have an encouraging words to encourage me as I go along the journey. But of course, the most important thing is to support the music, whether you want to buy or you want to share with others, because that's the best way to get the music out there. So I appreciate and I want to say thanks to all the persons who have been very encouraging, who have been supportive, who have been sharing the love and telling others about what I've been doing. Because when you're new in the music industry, it takes time. It's a process. It's a journey. But I want to thank God as we talk about being thankful. I want to thank God for this leg of my journey, and I look forward for what He has in store. Because as my EP title is, "The Best Is Yet to Come," and I believe in God that the best is yet to come. You are going to be hearing great things about Annette Hall, because the best is yet to come, and this is just the beginning of what God has in store for Annette Hall.
Amen. I love that.
Amen.
The best is
I
yet
can't get Andre
to
to play one of his tunes, but
the best is yet.
we're still. John wanted to hear we heard some of the acapella, but I don't know if there's one on your thoughts that you want to rendition for about you have about a minute or so.
Oh, holy
No,
night.
not you. Her song, not you. We don't want to. We don't want to hear the Guyanese banner. All right, we want to hear
So you want to hear me a part of another one of the songs?
Sure, go
Yes.
ahead.
So we raise our voices in praise, telling Him how majestic He is. We lift our hands and sing. We exalt who You are. Great King or sovereign God, You restore our soul. We love You or righteousness we exalt who you are. And so we raise our voices in praise, telling you how majestic you are. We lift our hands and sing. We exalt who you
All
are.
right. You can't be no kin to this guy, Reggie. You can't be no kin to Mr. Daly. No way.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
Was it Minister Hall? I just want to thank you so much for um, what you have done and what you continue to do. And you say people can just reach out to you, Annette Hall, on all major platforms, Spotify, YouTube, versus the Apple Music, right? Apple Music.
Right.
Uh,
iTunes, Deezer, all the platforms, all the major platforms.
all right, awesome. Awesome.
Looking forward to Miss Hall. Looking
I'm gonna
forward
say
to it.
something.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in Florida. Yes, Dr. Barnes, you have.
I have to say you're so much powerful singing live than you are on the CD in regards to the sound, the volume, the embodiment, the spirit that come with it. It's so much more powerful when you sing it live. So thank you.
Yeah.
It is awesome. By the way, she likes to sing too. She just don't like to talk.
Well, maybe one day we can do something together. Who to tell?
Wait, hold on, Dr. Ryan.
You never know.
Right.
Mr. Hart, I knew she was going to say exactly something like that. That's her usual answers. Is that yes? I would love to. It's always an answer like
Yeah,
that.
that would be good.
That's what I was waiting.
Sure. God bless.
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much, and say hello to Leo for me.
Okay, thank you. And thanks again for having me. I do
Yeah, thank you.
appreciate being on tonight. And I just want to thank all the persons who have been supporting in one way or another, in the little ways and the big ways. And I just want to continue to give God thanks for this journey. I am grateful and I continue to trust God as He continues to open doors. Indeed, the best is yet to come.
Amen. Bless
Yeah.
up, bless up. Bless is yet to come.
Amen.
Thank you,
I thank
Cousin
you.
Hall. Thank you.
All right. God bless.
Thank you.
So see, John, see, this
You
talent
see
in my
what?
family. This
Talent?
talent in my family.
Well, I know. We ain't talking about you.
All right. This talent in my family.
We're talking about
So
you.
what you got to say now? You hear that? You heard that voice?
I
You
got
heard
a
that
lot.
voice?
I got a lot to say.
All right. You heard
It
that?
ain't you, brother.
It ain't me.
That's all I can say.
you know.
Doctor Bryant, how are you? Welcome
Hi.
to the village.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And
Doing
we
great.
want to, Doc, we want to throw this at you.
What is that?
What do you think about the prisoner swap today for Brittany Griner?
You
We
know
want to
what?
hear it.
It's interesting because they let go of the gentleman that they let go is not a lightweight criminal. And what she did, we consider it not that serious, but it's not even. It's not equal. Yes, we want her back in the United States, but it's not an equal. I don't know if we put ourselves at risk by trading him off and sending, someone who is a criminal mind, who is big with the weapons. What are we doing? Are we sending him back to attack more Ukraine? So I don't know. It might
Oh
be.
wow, I didn't think about
That's a you sent a notorious arms dealer
Mm-hmm.
back to Russia where Russia's engaging in a bitter
War.
war with Ukraine.
Right.
So the significance and the symbolism of that in comparison to Miss Griner, and then you have Mr. Whalen over there, and
So
I
they
are
think,
only.
we?
I think should be
Are,
2 for 1.
I believe it should have been 2-1, but
Yeah.
I think what the Russian, what Putin understood is that the glorification that we give to celebrities, people who are celebrities,
Mm-hmm.
that and the outcry was it looked like it was far greater for Brittany than for Mr. Whalen. You had all these athletes, you had everybody talking about Miss
Mm-hmm.
Griner. So that pumped up her value.
Mm-hmm.
That pumped up her value. And as a result of that, they said, you know what? They equated her value on the same level
As a mastermind
as a
criminal.
criminal mastermind arms dealer.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So
And
yeah, go ahead.
here's the thing: the other gentleman's been there for a while, so
Well,
he's
yeah,
forgotten.
yes, yes.
So
I,
it's
my,
But
my my view on it is
then
the following. Yeah, go ahead.
no, it's Dr.
Go ahead,
Ryan.
go ahead,
Finish it,
Dr.
Dr.
Ryan.
Ryan.
What are you
one.
saying?
So it's here's the thing: if you allow one to go, like you said, a 2-for-1 deal for that, but even their crime is not equal to what this man is. So in a rush for, I don't know if it's for people to get on his side to say, hey, we're gonna vote for him again. Is that the rush for that? Or is it because we're sending money to Ukraine every week and then we're gonna send a mastermind back to do what? So it makes you think, and then you leave the other gentleman there. So what? You're gonna send all criminals back to Russia that's here? So I don't know if it was Prussia that caused him to react and say, hey, we're gonna trade for this one. Because if that's the case,
The pressure from whom? The pressure from the athletes. The pressure from whom? You
from
know,
everybody
from
on
everybody, but
the
not.
Republic.
But
I don't
we
think the
we.
Republican were so much supportive of
Oh
that.
no, they were not supportive. What McCarthy said basically, this is not an even swap for her, for
And
him.
he's right.
You know.
So now what happens when she come back? Are they gonna be as supportive when she gets back? Or are they gonna still pay her $100,000 for the year while she has to travel around the world to cause, to get the balance? Yeah, you're so
And
valuable when
you
you
know
get.
what? Though, you know what, Doc? Has she learned anything?
I think what she has learned, and her wife said something very important. They said, they talked about Mr. Will, and they said we need to support those who are being held hostage throughout the world. And she said this is going to be their this is they're going to take up this mantle to use their celebrity status to bring attention to those hostages held throughout the world.
Yeah, and to me, um, I feel for the Whalen family. That's how I feel right now. I feel that um, justice was really not served. Right.
You're right.
Um,
You're right.
I feel, you know, it's a biased thought, right? It's a biased thought because you don't want to see anyone incarcerated for marijuana and spend given a 9 year sentence for literally for marijuana, right? You don't want to see that, and so you see that letter, the sense of inadequacy, not inadequacy, in adequate in
Inadequate.
no, not inadequate. That's the word.
Inequities.
Inequities in terms of what people look at and how people view things, right? But there are a couple of strange laws also that have come up, which we could talk about after this, especially in Indonesia, right? What happened in Indonesia? But
You mean the moral laws?
the moral laws, right? Right.
No,
But going back,
premarital sex.
right? But going back to Griner, right? But going back to Griner, it's to me, it's one. I was having a conversation today, right?
Mhm.
And I'm talking about we as Americans. We as Americans believe that we have unlimited freedom
We do.
to do whatever we want to do.
Mhm.
And the conversation I was having with the person, or actually, she's a former My 11 teacher, Linda Fox. I don't know if you.
No, I don't know.
She was the art teacher.
Okay.
So one of the conversations we were having was because there's so many freedoms in the United States, there's no way to curtail any law,
True.
right? Because I feel that I have the right to do what I want to do,
With that, whatever the hell I want to do.
right? And then that means I could trample on you. And I think there was many years ago there was a show like Anarchy or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Right? And that is symbolic of America,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? It's only an important law when it affects me.
Mhm.
But when it doesn't affect me, I don't care.
Mhm.
So, Brittany Griner found out that you're not in America, right? And one day they're with you,
Be in America.
right? One day I'm with you, the next day I'm not against you. Because for her to have weed, she must have gotten it from somewhere because she was in Russia for a while. She got it from one. She didn't bring it with her to Russia. So now
I think she did. I think she did bring it.
no, she didn't bring it. You can't. How you gonna bring weed into the country?
I think that's why they caught her at the airport coming in, my friend.
No, they didn't catch her coming in. They catch her going out. She was coming back to the United States.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Right? So, in essence, you got to really think about it. But I do feel, I think Andre wrote that it was about, oh, yeah, of course, it was the pressure. Those who glorify, and yes, right?
Mhm.
So, that's just,
Once again, the have
and they
and
have
the have-nots. Those who are considered celebrities versus those non-celebrities. This is the inequities.
So I have a question for you all, and this has nothing. This is something that came up this week. Do you believe that ministers or pastors should encourage or have a spot in their church for selling and growing marijuana?
Well, yes.
I didn't get to read the whole story.
Yes.
But that's interesting.
Yes, sell the ganja weed.
On church grounds?
Sell the ganja weed.
On church grounds. Do you think that is the way to go about in regards to Ruby said yes in regards to here it is in regards to farming, to use that as a way to say, hey, we're doing farming. On to, a minister responsible for that? I don't know. So
Light it up.
what do you think? What are your thoughts about
My thoughts
having
are
pastors say, hey,
light it
I'm
up.
gonna designate an area
I
in the
want to get high.
to
So high. I want to get high.
In the church.
I think.
Why now? Time.
Finally, I'm able to see some of the comments. Wait. Before we do anything else, just want to say hello to everyone. Carlene, Charlene. Who else I have here? Queen Mary.
With Taj, you not on tonight, Taj?
Marine, Marva, Ruby, and the rest of you guys who I didn't say earlier. I'm finally able to see the screen. Simone, hey, what's going on?
Oh, Simone, what's up?
John has missed you because you weren't on last week. John missed you so much.
Yes, nice.
And so bless up to all. The answer, honestly, I think, and this is what we were talking about, John. I just got to the moral compass, right? It's in America. You do what you want. There are people, honestly, there are people in the church who smoke weed. Right? Pastors who smoke, people who smoke. Do I think it's okay? I think it's a moral standard, right? And I think the look of it is inappropriate. Right? So that would be my
damn, I can't deal with that smell, that weed smell. It's horrible, man. Oh gosh.
So you're agreeing with pastors designating an area?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't
agree. Smoke, to sell, and to grow weed?
I agree.
I don't agree.
We can use that revenue.
Really?
Create a lot of things.
If you create a shop outside, creating for medicinal, whatever purpose, I'm gonna say medicinal because everybody smoke weed and says medicinal.
But you know what? What I'm thinking about too. The comment you made. I don't see people when you go to these sometimes, I don't see churches selling cigarettes
Exactly.
on premises and things. I'm just thinking about, so now I got to think about this now. I think I would agree what you're talking about. I wouldn't. I would. We don't sell cigarettes and cigars and other smokes
Or
on
alcohol.
church or alcohol on church premises. So I believe I believe.
Yeah, I think it's a
I don't
question
think
about
we should.
morality.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's a
agree.
question about more like the church. It's like I don't like. I don't think a teacher should dress a certain way. I don't think the church should do this thing. Like you have to set a set of standards
Mm-hmm.
that people need to go by, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't preach one thing and do another. So I don't know. And then again, I can be old school in terms of my religious belief, right? I can be old, right? I can be old fashioned
Mm-hmm.
because I grew up in the church. Like I was saying to somebody, I have a friend. He's a 7-day Adventist. He doesn't touch alcohol. And then I have others who will pass the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Others will take a sip, right? So I have all of these different friends. My personal view on alcohol is anybody can have a drink. You just don't. You should not be tumbling over. Me and my pastor friend should not be
Drunk.
drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You were having a drink. There's nothing wrong with any. So I'm never going to chastise a pastor for having a drink.
Okay, so pastor can have a smoke too, right?
It's funny.
Mm.
You're not going to chastise her for a drink.
No,
So I should have a
hold on,
smoke
hold on, wait.
I should be able to
Wait,
smoke the weed.
no, the smoke, right? I believe having a drink, right? Having a drink doesn't have the same effect on the body as smoking.
Who told you this, my brother?
Having a drink, I didn't say being a drunkard. There's a difference. I didn't say being a drunkard.
So you can smoke one. You can smoke one blunt, and it won't have an effect on you.
I think that needs to be done in the privacy of your home. But that's just me. Not to mention, I have a personal bias against smoking. Right? I actually do. Right? I actually I do.
Villagers, can you believe the hypocrite? He was just
I'm just-
outside smoking some weed. Can you believe this?
First of all, I don't smoke.
So Ruby wrote
What
it.
did we wrote?
Bring it up. Ruby wrote it's legal, but it's for framing and betterment of community. It's not crack. Really.
What the hell is the difference, Ruby? Ruby's like, I just want to be left in peace and smoke my weed. Yeah, crack is more deleterious for our community.
Here it
While
is.
we're talking about morality, right? A couple things happen, right? So one, I don't know if John wanted to talk about that one.
Well, we got the GOP Congresswoman, Miss Hartzler, Republican from Missouri, in which during her speech on the floor, when they were trying to vote for the same-sex marriage bill, which was not the bill, excuse me, this was a bipartisan bill that talked about the Respect for Marriage Act, meaning that if same-sex marriage was recognized in one state, it should be recognized in other states, even if the state has has denied same-sex marriage, but they need to recognize a couple who in another state has become have married via that legislation. And it's once again the morality police being involved, and she made a heartfelt speech on the floor indicating that they should not support this bill. And it just shows you the same thing was going on in Indonesia. I think it is where they say no premarital sex.
No fornication.
No fornication at all.
At all.
That's why me not going to Indonesia.
I think she's wrong. I think the law is the law. Your moral component of it, whether you believe in safe-sex marriage or not, is one thing. But if it's the law, you uphold the law.
The judge and the jury is God our Father.
Yeah, right.
And we'll leave it like that.
Indonesia, for me, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about that, and I was like, yo, that's my ultra conservative side, which is I believe in the, even though I'm being, John already called me a hypocrite because I had a child out of wedlock. I, you know,
How many you had out of wedlock?
2, right?
You gotta bring up Ruby thing.
Right, I'm gonna bring it up right in a minute, but it's trying to say I want to create a sanctity of family, right? A family. I don't know. I think they need to preach protection more so than lack of fornication. Which one? That
About
one?
no. Go back up. 2 up. Look at this way.
Oh no, I like this one. Wrong. I feel you should try out the car before you drive it. Well, before you buy it. I think you're talking about the fornication piece, huh, Ruby? Look at the way. Which one? This one?
Yeah. Look at it this way. It'll bring people back. Oh Lord.
Yo, Ruby, you're on a roll today, Miss Walcott. It might bring some people back. I mean, but there's no separation, right? It's just I think it's just like I don't know. It's like the path. It's like the Bishop Lamar Whitehead, who said the pastors should be given the opportunity to have church. Guns, right? They should have guns in church because of all the different things that are happening.
Not with him. He's nuts. I wouldn't give it to him.
Right.
He's a hothead. So.
Right. So I don't know.
Our good friend Ms. Hazard Ali said we're doing pretty good, and she said it looks like we were smoking tonight. Hazra, we weren't smoking tonight, Hazra, not at all.
Hey, Hazra. Actually, Hazra was just looking at your emails too. That's funny that you said that. No. I didn't smoke tonight at all. I need to. Right? I need to. So, Andre, do you have those commercials up?
But you know what? Wait.
Talking to you this
wait.
I can't bother
Going back about the morality thing. So if you live together, they have a problem, they'll put you in jail. If you fornicate, they'll put you in jail. And John, you said you're not going over there. Roderick, what's your thought?
Well, I'm married, so I don't have a thought.
Okay.
Actually, people always hate when I say this.
Never stopped your ass from saying something.
No, people hate that I say even. I'm not copping out. Dr. Brian hates when I say this. She hates it because it's not the freedom of thought. I told her I believe in arranged marriages. I think those are the best marriages ever. Arranged marriages. Because the woman and the man are structured for each other.
So did you have an arranged marriage?
No, I did not.
All right, then you should tell us.
But I said I'm a hypocrite. I believe in that.
Dr. Bryce, oh yeah.
Right? No. Honestly, our society. I didn't have an arranged marriage because my society does not do that. Right? My wife I met when I was 18. Now, when she was 18, I was 19. Right? So it's in our society, you see who you want, right? And you do what you want. That's our society.
Right.
If you think about the sanctity of marriage in other society, families, is that my mic or your mic?
That's your mic.
In other countries, the structure of family is more important. You don't have a lot of single parents. So the things that we were talking about before, we were talking about child support, that's not really happening. But you do have a lot of abusive relationships.
Hello, somebody.
Right? So there's a give and take. In America, hey, that's the problem. There's no real value to family because at any moment you can get a divorce. Hey, you're gone. I don't need to work it out. We have irreconcilable differences.
Thank you.
Right? So you got to go and I got to go. In other countries, what the hell is irreconcilable differences? Show me why this is not working. Because you're not getting a divorce. In America,
and that's why you got more murder rate.
That's not true. Actually, that's absolutely 100% not true. America is number one in all categories of murder. Number one. So don't even bring that up. That's not true,
Mm.
right? You have unhappy relationships.
But you know what? Even if they stay married, you think they staying faithful? Absolutely not.
That's not America. That's not
No,
Japan. No,
no, no,
actually, that's not true. That's actually also not true.
no, it is true. It
It
is
is not true. Why do you
true.
guys think that?
So,
The thing about arranged marriages,
oh
right,
God, you in this
is
arranged marriage? Introduce me to somebody who had an arranged marriage. That
no, arranged marriages is not about infidelity. Arranged marriages
I
is
didn't say
sometimes
that. I never said that.
no,
I
that you
never
just
said
said
that.
about the cheating. What it is about arranged marriages is about people like not knowing not in love with each other. You're there for the purpose of family, children, and keeping culture alive.
Roderick, if
Right?
you did it, I want to hear from you. But you
It
didn't
was.
do it. I don't want to hear from you.
But that's not the point. My culture does not do that. My culture doesn't do it. My culture is, yo, I see a girl outside, I see a woman outside, I'm a holler at her.
Mm.
That's our culture, right? In other like in the Spanish culture, sometimes what do they do?
We don't holler at women.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
That's the expression goes. I'm not talking about.
We approach
No,
them.
we don't. No, we don't. We holler.
No,
We holler.
you holler.
Now, I don't mean like screaming. I mean hollers and saying hello. That's what I meant. Like it's also like in our culture, if a woman, go ahead, Andre. If a woman approaches us, sometimes we all get like all intimidated. Andre, go ahead.
Mm. What is Andre doing?
Said he was ready. Just waiting for him.
Ready doing what?
Commercial.
Oh,
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on the Village Radio Talk Show. We were brought to you by the Single Parent University. Open admissions is going on right now. So in order to do that, you need to call. Course curriculum includes personal development, mindful parenting, support seminar, financial management, nutrition and wellness. Free childcare session when you show, transportation, social support hub, resume, and cover letter writing, career exploration, legal assistance. Please call the Single Parent University SPU at 646-779-6767 or text us at SPU 71441. Again, that's a Single Parent University. God bless. So let me see. At the end of the day, it is a cultural thing, but it's not mine. So free love. I hear you. That's the point, right? Not picking up what you're saying. Seeing that it's very interesting conversation as I can see the lady laughing. Oh, you might have to fix your mic, Lloyd. Sometimes you have the mic issue with the internet. But like I said, it's a cultural dynamic. Um, it's just like we were talking about earlier. If you're in Saudi, like a lot of people here, they'll say here's what we hear in America. If I'm getting married in Saudi Arabia, I get 20. Not Saudi Arabia. I get married in Dubai, right? The United Emirates. I get $20,000. I get free land, and all my children have childcare for free, and I get an allowance for my children, male or female, right? We hear that. So we're like, oh my God, this is great.
hmm.
Then you hear that your wife is chosen, and you have to be a wife in the traditional sense. All of a sudden, women like, oh, I want this side, but I don't want that side.
What's the traditional sense? Can you elaborate, please? I want to hear this.
You cook, you clean, you take care of the home.
Okay.
And right, and when women hear one side, and when they hear the other side, they go like, "Oh my God, are you crazy?" Yeah, it's both sides. It goes with the two sides. You can't say I want A and I want B. They go together.
So you cook, you clean, you what? I missed
Babies.
that.
And
Huh?
you have babies.
Oh, that's your traditional view,
That's
right?
not. Wait. I didn't say that's my tradition. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, you hear both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say I want A and I don't get B. They're both included. So if you want A, then you're gonna get B too.
Hmm.
Right? You understand what I'm saying? So you can't look at so when you look at arranged marriages, which traditionally last longer than free love marriage, because love is an emotion.
Love is
Emotion
a choice. It's a choice.
is still an emotion.
It's a choice. It's not
It's
a
an emotion.
choice.
It's still an emotion.
It's a
It,
choice.
love is how I feel about you, how I feel about my situation.
How I
Therefore,
feel,
it's an
how
emotion.
I choose that key word.
Okay, whatever. If I choose to feel it, it's still feeling it, right? In an arranged marriage, I have an obligation to the person who I've chosen to arrange myself with. So there's a major difference, right? So you choose to fall in and choose to fall out.
Mm-hmm.
I have an obligation because I have to do my dowry. How much dowry? 12 cows, $50,000 to get.
Africa have the same thing, certain
But that's
parts.
what I'm saying. But no, in certain it's Muslim communities a lot. That Muslim Hindu communities a lot.
Christians
They have that.
too.
Not
Christians.
Christians.
Mm.
No, not Christians. Christians is free love. Christians don't do that. You choose whatever you want. You choose whoever you want. There are a couple of things. There are a couple of things that are in the news, John, that we kind of missed. We did Griner, Georgia. We didn't talk about that. The runoff. Now, let me ask you a question, Dr. Bryant. You're a Republican.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. John, you're a Republican too. I'm the only Democrat here. Here's my question. How in the world was the race so damn close in Georgia? The man talked about the fact
That
that
he's a coon.
like, like he's pro-life and paid women for having an abortion. And he didn't even do it apologetically.
Well,
he denied it.
that's all hypocrisy. So, okay.
So and then,
Move on.
but he got 47 point something
Because
percent.
politics has become so polarized. People, irrespective of who the candidate is, we have demonized the other side so bad where we don't even think sensibly. It's no more about issues. It's just about party identification.
That's
Those were Republicans who identified him as a Republican. I cannot vote for a Democrat. No bad how Herschel Walker was as a candidate. I cannot vote for a Democrat. That is the crew that you need to be concerned about is because they are all in for Donald J. Trump.
To me, that was ridiculous. A runoff? I mean, my goodness, man. I'm like sitting there going, thank you, Ruby, appreciate it, right? Uh, no, but see, it's not what they will do though, Ruby, is what they have done and proven to what they have done, right? Like it's like he's fighting off. He used the system. Donald Trump actually did. He used the tax system, and he told you about that too, right?
Mhm. Now
They use the system, and then you're fighting against the same system that you used for your betterment. You're saying, no, I'm going to change it, although you already used it. That doesn't make no sense to me. It shouldn't be. I mean, for me, is if I'm not voting for Raphael Warnock, I'm going to not. Like, there are times that recently I've sat out a few votes. I've sat out. I'm like, I know he's going to win or she's going to win, but I'm not voting because morally speaking, I'm not going to vote for that choice.
So then,
I mean, I didn't vote Republican. Although the only person I think that I would have really voted Republican for is Bloomberg. I would have voted for him the second term, not the third. Right?
Cheney, I would vote for. I like her.
Oh, Liz Cheney.
Yes, I like her.
If I was a registered Republican and I'm doing that, I probably you know what? Because I think she's fair. I think she's very fair.
I think that's what's wrong with that's what's wrong with
what he just said. What he just said. If I was a registered Republican, I would vote for her. If it was against her and a Democrat that you didn't really care about, you would still vote for the Democrat.
No. I'm saying in the primaries. I'm sorry, I didn't clarify. She has to pass the primaries before she can go for the general
Hmm.
election. And that's what John and I always talk about why it's important for you to vote in the primaries. Right? The primaries are very important, but people don't look at it that way because that's when you choose your candidate. Because, and as I've said in the past, John will also reiterate, when you live in a predominantly Democratic community, it matters what you are
Hmm.
because it matters where your vote counts.
Because it's identity politics. We have just identified ourselves as Democrat, Republicans, a few independents sprinkled around. But I think we need to be more concentrated on the issues and those who are willing to deal with the issues. At least have a conversation about the issues that really impact us on a day-to-day basis instead of just voting for, I'm going to, voting for all Democrats or whatever. And that's why, it's to me, it's more so. It seems the Democratic parties for take people of color, they take our votes for granted
Hmm.
because they feel that they know
Who's Asian? Oh,
they feel we won't vote for Republicans. We have no other party but to support ourselves. And with that disposition or that framework that they have, that's why they feel they can get away with just providing us minimal support in endeavors that we have. You know?
yeah. Lloyd, before I forget, link me later after the show, about 9:15. I didn't finish that conversation. I just remember. I just forgot about that actually as well. Who's Agent O? I don't know who that is. So this is, and you know what's interesting too? Raphael Warnock is the pastor, which is kind of interesting. The Democratic component that as a pastor, former pastor for um,
Ebenezer.
Ebenezer, where Martin Luther King
Yeah.
also was, you know, as well. That's interesting. So another thing that parents have to look out for, John, is
Trifecta, man.
the trifecta issue.
Flu, COVID, and the new RSV. What the hell is RSV? RSV,
Respiratory.
period, is a common respiratory virus that
Mhm.
usually causes mild cold-like symptoms. Most people recover in a week or two, but RSV can be serious, especially for infants and older adults. RSV is the most common cause of bronchiolitis, inflammation of the small airways in the lungs, and pneumonia are active and spreading at the same time. Wow.
So here's my question, Dr. Brian,
Mhm.
John,
Mhm.
how the hell do we know the difference?
You don't. Here's the funny thing. A lot of people don't know the difference between RSV and COVID. So
Sure.
that's why you have more people going to the hospital because they can't tell the difference in the symptoms.
That's just crazy to me. All right. So it's driving people crazy. A lot of people going to hospitals, and not cool. So people have to be careful out there. Mask
And
up.
it,
Today I actually went to
they
something at
mask
the
up, but people don't want to mask up because they're
me
tired of.
neither.
You
Me
don't want
neither.
to mask up either, right?
No, I don't. I really don't mask up as
It's a
much as
fight
I should.
now, especially to get kids to mask up or to get other people to mask up. Hey,
Look at that. Ruby says you can call me Dr. Sabi under the law. All right, Dr. Sabi. That's just crazy though, right? So we have to be very, very careful out there. I know three people or know of three people who recently just caught COVID.
Mm.
mm,
Diagnosed as positive. I'm like,
Mhm.
the crap is not going away.
No, it's not only, but it's not as deadly as it was when it
No.
first came out.
It's funny that people are talking about one of these things out there that said the people who have vaccines are the ones who are more catching COVID now. And I'm like, I laugh at those stats because I'm like, because most people are now vaccinated. And the other thing too with that is that you already knew that COVID didn't stop. I mean, the vaccine didn't stop you from. And people always keep using that same argument. The vaccine didn't stop anybody from getting COVID. It just slows down the effects of COVID, and that's what a lot of people fail to recognize. Right? It slows down the effects of COVID, not stop you from getting COVID. And everybody said that from the get go. So I don't know, but that's the other thing. Either way, I don't give a crap. I just want you to be safe.
Oh, hey, you know what? What's interesting? The the case in Manhattan where Alvin Bragg declined to prosecute. Oh no, not even that. You know what? I
Who's
want
Alvin Bragg, by the way?
Alvin Bragg is the DA in Manhattan. You know what I want to really call my attention to is the miscarriage of justice that goes on in the federal courts in these with these U.S. attorneys in these criminal cases. I look at Brian Benjamin's case,
Mm.
and to have this gentleman's career snatched from him based upon these allegations of corruption, that according to a district court judge, he dismissed those charges of corruption. And now they're left with a lesser offenses that talk with some falsification of documents. But the premise of their entire case was based upon this corruption, which the judge himself questioned whether or not this case should have been brought. And this further, you juxtapose that against the Supreme Court case.
The John is like talking like a lawyer. I hate talking to lawyers, right? How about you use plain English, man?
Can you let him finish so I can hear?
Exactly.
No, I'm not letting him finish. I'm just talking to say use plain English.
Which Simonelli, the gentleman who was convicted with the Buffalo Billions and also former counsel, right hand to Governor Cuomo, Joe Procopo, the Supreme Court is seriously looking about overturning their cases. All of these gentlemen have served their time. But you know what's interesting is both the Democrats and the Republicans on the bench question the validity of whether or not the prosecutors should have brought these charges. And even Clarence Thomas, who I don't agree with, the majority of the time, he said, hold on. He said, the state court chose not to proceed with this, but now what the federal government is, where the state chooses to, laws that are not criminalized, acts that are not criminalized under state law, the feds want to jump in now and criminalize them under federal law. And this is exactly what, I remember my lawyer, Zach Carter, always told me. He says, the feds don't want to know what the truth is.
They don't care.
They only care about what they think the truth is to be. They don't care about the actual truth. They only care about the truth that enhances their theory.
And this is
the danger of federal prosecutors. And this is one thing I commend Donald Trump, the way he went after the FBI, the way he went after the DOJ, and the disparaging treatment of individuals. To have and furthermore, did you read about the Twitter now? How the legal advisor for Twitter was a former counsel for the DOJ under
Barack.
No, under Trump, but they were the ones that were under the prosecutors that were very they were the ones who challenged Trump. And what's interesting is the same individuals in the DOJ went to work for Twitter. And when it came to the Hunter Biden issue about the laptops and everything, this former DOJ official suppressed some of the information that should have been flowing. This is the mindset of these federal,
but it's also the
prosecutors,
isn't it? The hypocrisy.
Oh, definitely the hypocrisy. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what we talk about, villagers. About we talk about voting and stuff like that. This is the importance of why we get out there and vote, because you have people who are lifetime appointments in these federal agencies, but then you need You need legislators. You need congressional people that are willing to challenge them because they have unfettered power that can make your life miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I really wanted to bring up. Brian Benjamin. What happens to him now?
And he doesn't have a career anymore.
He gave up his state senate lieutenant governor. But in New York, man, we love second acts. And I'm an example of it. We love second acts.
You think he run again?
I don't think Brian will run. I don't know if Brian will run again. Maybe if there's first of all, he has to take care of whatever's left over with these cases. I don't think but it just shows you what. Well, now Brian can understand who's who. Those people who were supportive of you while we're going this. You know who your friends are. So I hope he just realizes that he was in finance. So just continue. Go make some money, man, because politics is not worth it, especially with Democrats. I can't hear you, Dr. Ryan.
Um, hmm. Look what that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's not fair. You have one that gets away with murder and the other one that, that didn't even do anything, but they won't one is allowed to do whatever. They found more files, they're not gonna do anything. Hey, his company was found guilty, they won't do anything. The whole inciting um January 6th, they're not gonna
Oh
do
man,
anything. So
terrible.
you know what? He changed the laws, the tax laws, and he's behind a whole bunch of tax things. They won't do anything, but let a black person do or Obama do something like that. That man will be away a long time ago. So yes, it's not equal rules. I heard what you said earlier, Roderick. The same rules don't apply to blacks. It don't apply to, once you're a certain color or whatever, you won't get the same effect in the justice system. You won't. You won't.
You know, I think when you talk about John, you, you, I believe, especially when it comes to elected office, you need to start learning to have interim active seats, right?
Can you please articulate that for the crowd?
Yeah, I'm just being like you, using legalese, right? You have any more candy? You have candy?
No, I don't have any.
I feel like my sugar is a little low.
Want me to get you some?
No, we'll be off in a few minutes. I keep forgetting to walk with those gums and candy and stuff. The thing that people need to understand, like when I say interim active seats, like stop asking these people, Governor Cuomo, Brian Benjamin, John, Malcolm Smith. A lot of people, you ask them to step down from their seats, and somebody gained that seat that you were in because you have to step down, and then all of a sudden you start seeing these laws that says, "Oh, we screwed up, right? We screwed up, and technically you weren't guilty or as guilty as people were making you out to be."
Amen to that.
Right? And then it's like you don't have a seat, you can't run back because
It's over.
it's over, right? It's over.
It's over.
I'm not saying, because you might choose not to run. The person might choose not to run. Down. I'm Como would have been able to run, and he would have beaten Kathy Hochul. I know that,
Without a doubt.
right? But again, like we always say on the show, the Democrats don't bind together.
But look, Letitia James is getting hit for the same thing. How her right hand is right hand got away with murder, the same thing that Cuomo did, but she wasn't going hard for at him the way that she went hard at Cuomo. Was it because of
her right hand does not make her again attorney general. Going after Cuomo gives her more notoriety.
She was attorney general before she went after Cuomo? The person who supported her, right? She was attorney general before she went after Cuomo. She wanted to be governor. Is that the reason why?
Right. It doesn't give her fame like she's going after Donald Trump. She has some level of success now.
Right, correct.
you got to remember, she's now in the annals of history, right? You got to remember that because what she has done, in essence, is tried the former president of the United States and found her organization guilty,
Mm-hmm.
right? Guilty of wrongdoings. So
Mm-hmm.
the president of the United States of America, she will go down in history, and especially now if they were to find him at fault.
They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna go further. It's
You
gonna
don't think
be
so?
it. No,
Look,
I think it's
something,
Dr. Brown, they ain't going first.
something just came up that where he owes 19 million to North Korea.
while
So
he was
something that
president.
was while he
The
was
loan.
president.
He took the loan from
You took a loan from North Korea or South Korea?
So
North
he took a company, he took a loan for 19 million from a company that
in North Korea. They will.
that they will, although it's a South Korean company, it's the only company that could have done business in
Well, it
North.
was okay,
But
but so
United
those
It was
clarify.
in North Korea, so it was like he was doing business with North Korea.
That's
while
what you
he was
wanted to
president.
concede, but that's not the correct thing.
Huh?
You wanted
While
to
he was
concede that, but
president.
it wasn't. That's not the correct thing.
Yeah, but he also took the loan, and the loan he should disclose, which he didn't disclose as
So
president.
that's what the issue
You
is.
can't even car?
No, you want me to go get some?
No. No. We have a couple of minutes.
He did a lot of things that, hey, he is not going to get punished at all.
Hey, you know what? You know what? And you know what? What? Let me, Doc. What do you think about that whole issue with Miss T.J. Holmes and the woman on Good Morning America? What do you think
Well,
about that?
she's coming back, but he's not.
Why isn't he coming back?
Well, she's coming
What
back.
happened to PJ Holmes?
T.J. Holmes, it seems like he had an affair with his co-host, and both of them basically are in the process of divorcing their spouses, Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes. And what's interesting is, at one point in time, T.J.'s home wife would confide into Amy Robach about certain things and issues like that. And the next thing you know, she was a man.
Somebody sent me
So hold on,
something.
hold on, Doc. So
No,
Doc,
it's the same thing.
so Doc, what's your thoughts on this, Doc?
Well, here's the thing.
No, before
No, no,
that,
no,
no, wait. I'm going to let her answer. I'm just saying that I want her to think about because it's something the WhatsApp video of the pastor, and it's called. I didn't know this term, John. And so in your answer, Dr. Brian, alienation, marital alienation or something, alienation of marriage. Because if you know what's going on and you step in between, it's not like you're an adulterer, but it's called alienation of marriage. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, both of them, they were all doing double dating. They were,
Who's
both
both? Who's both? The
uh,
host or the marital people?
both of the married people.
So
Both
the
of them,
wife and husband.
yeah, were, they all used to hang out together.
Mm.
So I don't know about alienation if they all used to hang out together, go on double dates and things like that. But
No, wait. Go back. You're confusing me. Are they going double dating with each other?
they all used to go double dating with each other. One family,
So,
TJ
so
home,
no. That's not what I'm asking you.
other one.
I
Okay.
think you're confusing me a little bit, and I think the audience wants to
I
know.
think if you let it finish it.
No, I want to know, were they dating each other? Like Joanne and I are married. You and Garcia are married, and we'll go like swingers. Like swingers.
No,
Oh, that's what I'm
not
asking.
like swingers. That you go the extreme. My gosh.
No, I'm just saying you need to explain. I didn't know.
Well, the thing is, I said so similar to what you said. You and I are married, right? And we go out on a date with John and Garcia. So we'll go out and have dinner or whatever. So they used to all go and hang out together, but more was happening behind the scene. My thing is, the reason why she's coming back and he's not coming back is because they found out that he was having multiple affairs with the producer.
Again, John,
And
what I said to you at the beginning of the show.
No.
Marital affair is marital affair.
He had
Marital.
three marital. He had
I don't give a crap how many you had. You both had it.
three affairs during the time he's been there. She had one with him. So
It doesn't matter. The law says, as a man, I am more guilty than a woman. Period. You should get what?
to be
So
honest, I don't care. I really don't care what they do in their bedrooms. I think, hey, if the show is working, keep it going or whatever. And keep it moving.
John, it's not like the pastor. The moral standards, like bringing weed to the church. Hey, what about the pastor who was sleeping with the deacon's wife?
Mm.
Hey, you know what?
He was
He's still the pastor.
he was providing counseling.
He was providing bedroom counseling. He was showing her how to do things to keep him active in the bedroom.
Shut up, Roger.
On that note, villagers, we want to thank you for another Thursday. Another Thursday here with us in the studio. We appreciate you. The holiday season is fast upon us. And I just want to say thank you for another Thursday.
Today's Immaculate Conception.
Today's Immaculate Conception.
So all my Catholic brethren out there, enjoy. God bless each other. Thanks for sharing. And our subscription numbers are going up. So if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. Get yourself motivated, and thank you so much for joining us.
Dr. Ryan?
Yeah. So Andre wrote fire all of them for their fears. God bless each and every one of you.
Ryan, you signing out, Doctor?
All right. Be safe. God bless you. Peace.
All right. I got to get some candy. All right. God bless. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye.